There have been some people who have expressed their feelings of feeling offended by the fact that I refer to some people as having a mongoose mentality. And I stand by it because the description should not be interpreted as me describing people who support the People's National Party as mongoose. That's not the case. And I made that clear the very first time I used the term. The term mongoose mentality is meant to address people at home and abroad who have no intention to say anything positive about Jamaica, regardless. The only way that they will say something positive is if they are talking about something that they have done or the people they support have done. In other words, if they do not support the Jamaica Labour Party, it doesn't matter what good the Jamaica Labour Party does, they will not even acknowledge it. But not only will they not acknowledge it, they will go to the extent to diminish it and to try to make it something that is not true. And therefore, I have no apology for coining the term mongoose mentality. And I use the word mongoose because mongoose is an animal that is not indigenous to Jamaica. It was brought there to handle the rat infestation in the sugarcane on the sugarcane plantations. That's how the mongoose got to Jamaica. So the mongoose doesn't have to have any patriotism to Jamaica or any loyalty to Jamaica. Its objective is a selfish one. It exists to raid the chicken coop and eat off the chicken, to raid the farm and eat out the cassava and the potato. And I grew up in the country, so I know what a mongoose does. They're up to no damn good. Okay? And the people who do not appreciate our country and cannot acknowledge its progress, you are mongoose. And we have a mongoose community media house. It's called the Jamaica Gleaner. It is embarrassing that I have to sit here and class the Jamaica Gleaner as a mongoose media. It is the oldest newspaper that we have. It should be cherished by every Jamaican. But the truth is, we can't. Look what the Gleaner has done to the Minister of Agriculture, Minister Floyd Green, a young, bright, hard-working Minister of Government. Whether you support the government or not, Floyd Green is a decent man. His name has never been bandied about for corruption purposes. And for you to take his picture and superimpose it on a story of corruption for which he has absolutely no connection, over which he has no power, a situation that happened at a time when he was 4 months into the job, is a shame. It's a shame. So, I am not afraid to call the mongoose community the mongoose community. I am not afraid to call people who badmouth Jamaica mongoose. And I am not afraid to say that the Jamaica Gleaner is a mongoose media. Because this is not the first. And it won't be the last. Because there's a group of Jamaicans who are annoyed by the fact that the Prime Minister is who he is. They are threatened by the fact that he came from nothing, made something of himself, and want to allow people who share his struggles and background to have the same type of success that he has. He is lifting the standard of living, lifting the standard of prosperity, lifting the standard of progress. And there's a handful of people, rich people, who don't like that. He's not singing their song. He's not marching to their beat. And he's not clapping to their nonsense. Let's hear from the minister.
Reports do not relate, refer, or engage with ministers. But there are some who want to give that impression to try and perpetuate the feeling that politicians are of a certain ilk. Some of them forget that we have lives before and after politics. There has never been in my short but now longish political journey any allegation about corruption or lack of transparency. And those are things that I take extremely seriously. So I've written to the Gleaner about it. And I have asked my lawyers to review it because I am very sure they will.
So, having been threatened by the minister, the, the Mongoose media has issued a correction. One which I think that Mr. Fly Green should not accept. And here's my reason. When they accuse him, they put their accusation at the front of their newspaper with a photograph of Fly Green superimposed on it. But now that they are supposed to be correcting their lies, they have taken it to the back of their paper and hid it in a small section at the bottom where nobody will see it because they do not feel equally responsible for their correction as they are for their accusation. And this is what Mr. Golding meant when he said the Jamaican people should elect him so he and his tapanaris can run the country. This is the kind of propaganda. This is the kind of accusations. This is the kind of misinformation that they want to impose on our country. Now, we have seen the deterioration of media right across the world. And we have seen how political leaders have used that deterioration to great effect because they are complicit with politicians. A lot of these media houses. Now, media can have bias. Okay? Nothing is wrong with having a bias. If you're a parent, you are biased where your children are concerned. But that does not mean that you treat the neighbor's children unfairly and unjustly. Bias just means you lean a particular way. But the fact that you lean a particular way does not compromise fairness. You wouldn't wish for your neighbor's children, or you shouldn't wish for your neighbor's children what you don't wish for your own. That's being fair. But you are biased because your children are your favorite, because they are yours. Nothing is wrong with that. Every media house across the landscape of this globe has a particular leaning. What makes a media credible is not the fact that it doesn't have a bias. It is the fact that it does not use information to implicate other people knowingly. It doesn't use information to accuse people of things that they don't do. That is the difference. Nothing is wrong with being biased. I am biased. You are biased. But the fact that you're biased, does it mean that you are going to be unfair and unjust with somebody else? No. And this is what Mr. Golding wants. And I'm telling you people, there's a set of Jamaicans who do not want the ordinary Jamaican to rise from the ground up. They are offended because their antecedents is not rooted in the struggles of Jamaica. And they are intimidated by a man coming from the bottom to the top because they think that that man is a threat to them who have been having it easy. Yes, they are benefiting significantly from the programs and policies of the government. They are getting richer and richer every day. Yet, they envy the lever of power because they want to hold it. They want to keep Jamaica in the past where there are two groups, the haves and the have-not. They do not want the regular, ordinary Jamaican to rise to the top. They want to cap your success. And this is why you see they are positioning themselves around certain leaders. And this is why they will discredit themselves by posting lies in their Mongoose media and the Mongoose bloggers. So, Mr. Minister, do not accept this correction. Let your lawyer write to them again and set the terms for the apology. It must be big and bold. As a matter of fact, it should be bigger than the accusation because this speaks to credibility. Wow.